going on, world? It's the KayFabeyBaby NRW Ring Generals Podcast. The Internet Trios Champions. I'm gonna call it that now.
Hey.
We are the Internet's Trios Champions of Wrestling Podcasts. F all the rest. Unless y'all want to battle, we'll see y'all at a con or something. We can do like maybe versus wrestling conversation. But I'm calling it right now. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't feeling like you number one, then you're number two, and we ain't number two around here.
No,
we are number one. So it's your boy Kuya P. I got my man Webster Style. I got my man Sean Mongo. Brothers, always a pleasure to see and speak with y'all, man. How y'all doing today?
It's another day of breathing, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's good. You know, it's a good week. A lot of shit in wrestling, some good, some bad.
Yeah,
wild shit. There's always wild shit happening. So
we gotta get into it, man. After
crazy.
After this past SmackDown, y'all. Woo! I got some feelings, man. I wanted to chat with y'all, but I was like, I'm gonna save it for the podcast. Y'all see behind me.
You might not.
Y'all know how much I love the Bloodline. I know how much y'all love the Bloodline storyline right now.
Yeah, I do too. But you're not gonna like my opinion.
I'm waiting. I'm ready. That's why I'm ready to get into this convo. After it was SummerSlam, right? That was the one we just had, right?
Yeah.
It was after SummerSlam. We were all like, well, I know for the both of y'all didn't really like how they ended that Roman Reigns. I was like, I don't know, because I want to see the storyline go, but it was out of left field with Jimmy betraying Jay. So this SmackDown, y'all, I don't know, and this is what I wanted y'all's opinion. We're both like, man, y'all were both done with it in a way, right? I think, correct me if I'm wrong first. Were y'all just like, I know you're all upset, but you didn't really like how it ended at SummerSlam, right?
No, hell no.
Okay. So we now get this finale at SmackDown. I thought this had to be, personally, man, just the timing on everything, like with Roman calling Jimmy out, then Jay comes out, the timing on like Jay, you know, it's now broke the internet a little bit, if you will, for wrestling internet. Everybody's like, what the fuck? Because at the end of it, as he did, he chucked up the deuces, he out. We all know, kind of have like what we think what's going to happen. But just the way that all played out, the timing on Jay's kick to Roman, I was losing my mind, man. I thought that was just a great promo, and it, you know, for right now, it makes sense with kind of what I'll go ahead and say for my half. I think we're all, you know, he's gonna leave to take some time off. He's been going hard, you know, longer than Jimmy, you know, because Jimmy was out because of surgery and everything. He's been main event Uso. You know, if we're gonna give this man a time off, makes sense. I don't like that they're gonna rush it for next year's WrestleMania. It makes sense that that's what they're gonna try and do. Make it at the City of Brotherly Love. Have it be then, but even both of them said they want to wait till later on in their career. So, but just for this gap time off for Jay, you know, you want to see a brother get some rest. And then you also need to build up Jimmy a little bit, you know, to show those solo careers. But just, I love how that piece that we got at SmackDown played. And I'm curious y'all's opinion on that and what the predictions are, where they're going to go with this. Sean, you got a lot of feelings. So you said I ain't gonna like what you're gonna say, or should I pass it to Webster Style? Who wants to take it first?
I give it to Sean.
You gonna give it to me? All right. You know, so many feelings, right? Like watching it was good, you know what I mean? Because Jay is such a good, like, he's such a good actor, he's such a good performer, like he can sell anything. So a lot of it was just like really good, like emotion, you know, just that, you know, when you get those brothers, like they've never broken up before. This is the first time. This is not like a back and forth brother pairing that, you know, has fights, then, you know, goes against each other and then comes back as tag teams like the Hardy Boys used to, you know, so there was a lot of emotions. And, you know, at first I was like, whoa, that was crazy. But then like, sitting and thinking about it and just like, because Jimmy kind of fucked up a little bit during that promo and it threw me off. It kind of took me out a couple of times. Jay was on it, 100% on it, hitting the lines, hitting the emotions. Jimmy kept like fumbling. And I don't know if he was just like emotional because obviously this is their first time kind of.
Yeah, he was smiling a little bit.
He was smiling and then just like kind of like dropping things and looking like he was about to like break a little bit. So it's just like there was a couple of things that were just like, man, like what the fuck. I really liked the, super kick to Roman and step outside. Jimmy's like, oh my God, like happy as shit, like about to hug him. Then that was great. But the explanation, like whoever wrote that for them fucked up. And a lot of, Freddie Prinze Jr. came out, he used to be a writer for WWE, and, he said he had some words about it. A couple other people, Bubba Ray, had some words to say about it. And, I kind of agree. There's like kind of an overarching thing where it's like, for Jimmy to think that, like Jay's going to beat him, become tribal chief, and he's going to get, polluted by, the power and the egotism from being tribal chief. I understand that, but they literally like a few weeks ago said that if they got to choose who the tribal chief was, they'd pick Solo, their brother, because both of them, Jimmy and Jay, did not want it. So Jimmy being the best twin ever and like them being thick as thieves, like you both made that decision together. And for you to sit there and think that Jay is going to actually take the tribal, like he just won, you can be the champion without being the tribal chief.
Right.
And vice versa for Roman too. Even if Roman loses the belt, if he loses the fucking goddamn belt, he can still be the tribal chief. Unless, of course, that's a stipulation of, you beat me, you become tribal chief. So a lot of the things just didn't click. Like, you know what I mean? So it just seemed very rushed. And a lot of people were kind of poking at that, where I think, wise man Paul Heyman came out and said like, we're at the bottom of the third, like halfway through the storyline. And it's just like, no, like, motherfucker, you're at like the 10th inning, dog. Like you're past it right now. And I think you're struggling. So yeah, I think there's a couple things why Jay did the, I'm out of the Bloodline, I'm out of SmackDown, I'm out of WWE. Peace. Because obviously I guess people talking, of course, everyone, AEW. They took his ass off the fucking roster page. And like at this point, like these promotions know how to do shit like that. They know how to control that narrative now. They know how to control the dirt sheets, and we'll get to that, on the Collision AEW side of things too, which I think they do a little bit better job controlling the dirt sheets narrative. Just because, like I said, we'll get into that later. But yeah, I mean, if he is taking off time, that's great. You know what else they could have done? They could have given him the goddamn belt, and he could have been like, "Oh, I'm injured. I have to give it the belt, but I'm still main event Jey Uso, but I'm taking time off." But no, for some reason they want Roman to keep having it, and then now Jimmy's also still not in the bloodline, so now Jimmy's on his own. So like, what does Jimmy do? Jimmy just betrayed his brother, but what do? They make him a face still? Like, there's so many fucking holes.
Yeah, that's a major hole right there.
And I'm just like. Yeah. What the fuck did y'all just do? Like you just fucked yourself into a corner. I'm sorry, Jimmy is not Jay. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fucking difference is. They're twins, they're brothers, but just like with Matt and Jeff can't fucking promo to save his fucking life. Matt was always the promo guy. There's always one that's stronger. You know what I mean? There's always the brother that's stronger. And to me, Jay is the stronger promo, is the stronger in-ring actor. Jimmy is not. So now you're going to have Jimmy as like this underdog. And what is he going to do? Is he going to take on Solo and Roman by himself? Are they going to bring in someone else? Does Rikishi step in, but Jay's not here? That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? To have your father come back when one of them left WWE. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, it doesn't make sense. And they're just dragging it out now. And I'm at that point where they just made me not care. Mm-hmm. And I hate saying that because it's been very captivating for so long. I would, like we talked about last week, I would love for Sammy to hop on SmackDown and back up Jay since KO's gone. But they're like rolling Sammy into like this fucking Cody Rhodes, fucking Seth Rollins versus the Judgment Day thing. And I'm like, why? How? Why? That makes zero fucking sense to have Sammy over there. Zero. No connection. Anyway, I digress.
So you didn't like it. You didn't like it at all. It just further upset you.
Like I said, it
it
was interesting in the moment, but as I had time to sit on it and reflect on like the whole storyline, I was like, all right, like there's plot holes. There's things that are falling apart, and I think the writers were just scrambling.
Okay.
You know, I don't think they had a fully fleshed out plan past right. Well, actually, like right before SummerSlam, because honestly, like I said, like if you're going to have, and we talked about this last week, if you're going to have a brother betray a brother for the very first fucking time, why make it do the hoodie, you know, the dude in the hoodie from the crowd come out and do something and then do the slow reveal? No, you do the fucking Shield shit where you're both in the ring with weapons, you know, like against the man, against the force, and then the one has his back turned, he's a little bit up in front, and then just chair shot heard around the world. And they missed that fucking opportunity. They ruined it for whatever the fuck that was.
All right, Webster Style, what do you got to say on this, man? What did you think about the whole promo kind of ending of SmackDown between the two?
I mean, they did what they did the best with what they gave, what we're given. So it was entertaining in that regard, but it feels like they're pulling shit out of their ass with the storyline now. It's not making sense. It's like we're going back and forth now, and they need to find something, some way, no pun intended, to interject some new blood into the storyline, because this just don't work. The only way that I think this will work is, come on now, one, you know he ain't really gone from WWE. Let's be real. The only way this will work if he showed up in GCW. If he showed up, it's just some other promotions, just in the crowds, not even running. If they like Progress, whomever else, even though that's over Europe or whatnot, if they did that and worked that out with him just showing up and had those companies playing into that storyline, it might be all right. But the fact that we know he ain't really gone, you know, we talk about kayfabe and everything, you know damn well that he ain't really gone. I don't care.
He's taking vacation, you know, because he's been going hard. And it's all set up for them to get Jimmy up for WrestleMania.
Right.
You know?
And how are they going to do that? This is the problem with this whole storyline right now. They talk about the mid-card vortex. No, it's the Bloodline vortex, because they're all just stuck in this storyline, and there's no way out until it's over.
Yeah.
You only bring people into it. You can't really have them outside of the storyline and have them. You can't have them out. Let me phrase that. The way they built it up, in my opinion, it is not going to be very effective to have Jay or Jimmy or Roman in some other storyline and for it to be taken credibly by the fans while this is still going on. So they've really booked themselves into a corner, in my opinion.
So where do we think it's going to go from here? So, well, I think like a lot of the dirt sheets have said, you know, as well, you know, Jay is taking time off. They're going to build it up until WrestleMania, but you have such a weird gap now. Yeah. And they've left things in such in the air. It's crazy. I just look, I think the timing, like as soon as the kick, with Jay and Roman. So after Jimmy left out the ring, you know, and you're right, Sean, that you could see that Jimmy was breaking, and it was insane too, because Jay got like right in the face too. He was putting on it again, best supporting actor right now. Like the way he was getting in the face, like looking at him, I was loving it. And then, you know, he left out, turned his back. The timing with Roman getting on Jay, though, again, just golden part of what we've been loving with the Bloodline. You're like, I told your ass. And then right as he ignored me, he super kicked up. That shit was fire. I don't know. Yeah. I was just loving it. Maybe I'm still on that high. But I have been, you know, thinking about it post, you know, they're gonna give him a break or whatever. It makes sense, but it's gonna fuck up everything. And to all of your points that you both are now saying, what the fuck is now happening? They've totally shit the bread. You know, what the fuck are they gonna do between now and then?
I will say that this is what bothers me, especially if what you're saying really plays out. as of right now today, each one of us could go and have some alone time with our significant others and have another human being by the time WrestleMania hits. WrestleMania is 8 months away. That's a long time, and this storyline has been going on, what, 3 years now?
Yeah.
This is absolutely ridiculous. And for it to go to another 8 months to have some sort of conclusion, it's going to be either really stale or they are going to have to find a way to really be inventive. And as of right now, it's petering out. So they need to do something to, not me personally, but do something to impress me, to want to keep on that bloodline train.
Yeah. All right. Any other words on this for you, Sean?
Man, like just like what Webster Styles was saying was just what happens at WrestleMania. Like, if you give us the Usos against each other, then what's Roman doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Roman keeping the belt all the way through another WrestleMania, dude? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, I am tired of it, man. I don't care about these breaking records and, like, title reigns and shit like that. Like, I'm over it now.
That's what they're trying to do with Gunther now, too. Let's give
they
the
are.
long title.
That's what they did. And then, perfect segue, since we're talking about SmackDown, another big fucking what the fuck on this same damn show was the fucking Austin Theory Rey Mysterio shit.
Well, that's something I was going to go to next. The Mysterios are running the Americas, because, they've got North America and now Austin, which I don't like Austin Theory. So I'm happy that Rey got it, but Rey don't need a belt no more. He's a legend.
Why did
they were building?
What are they doing to Santos now? So
exactly.
Like, that makes no sense. Is he legitimately injured or something? Because that makes
no he's not
whatsoever.
No, he's not. And like,
let's go Sandobar. I mean, really?
Like, I sent y'all
that bullshit.
I sent y'all a tweet, and I don't know if y'all looked at it or not. I don't know, but it was like this dude who tweeted and was just like, yo, it's amazing. It was like a picture of Rey, obviously, with the US belt. And it was like, it's amazing how WWE, has over the years pushed Sin Cara, Lucha House Party, Dom, LWO, etc. to be the new Rey Mysterio. And the new Rey Mysterio always ends up being Rey Mysterio. So I'm just like, that tracks. And like, I was so pissed when they did that shit. I was like, they're not gonna let Rey win. They're, like, this is all like to do something. And then he fucking won. And I'm like, yo, and like, it did not make Austin Theory look good either.
No,
it did not. So I know fucking Vince was nowhere near this show, because that's Vince's fucking boy right there. So love that. Make him look bad. I don't give a shit. I don't like the guy. Like I said last week, I think the only thing that they were doing was trying to keep the belt on him so that he beat Dean Ambrose's record with the U.S. title, because, of course, he's no longer with the company and he's Jon Moxley now. So they just don't want anyone who's no longer with the company holding any kind of fucking title, prestige. Yeah. So like, immediately right when he passed Dean Ambrose's fucking record, he drops the belt in like almost a squash match, dude. Like, it was not good. And now, like, I understand, like, people are just like, oh, well, you could set up, like, Santos Escobar getting mad and getting envious and, like, turning on Rey and everything. I'm like, LWO, like, was just created 2-3 months ago, and they've barely done fucking shit with them. I don't want to see them break up. I want them to go, like, why didn't they have a shot against the Bloodline?
Right.
Why aren't they going against, like, faction on faction? Like, we have Bobby Lashley with the fucking Street Profits now. Maybe fucking, a Hurt Business 2.0.
It's the Suit Profits.
The Suit Profit?
That's what I've seen online.
I love it. And, like, that's going to be great. I hope they pull fucking Ricochet into that fold, man, because he needs something. You know, like not saying that Bobby is a great mentor because he's not the best promo, but at least you're with Montez and fucking Dawkins, and they are great fucking promos. So maybe that will rub off on Ricochet, but like to have that faction going around, like that'd be dope. Or even
I
have
hope
Bianca
that's building
join
into
up with
something and not just what they did
I
to her
hope.
business. They fucked over her business, so please make this into something.
Because like the thing is like, you know, we give WWE all this credit for like long-term booking, but sometimes it feels like they don't book long-term. It's almost like shit changes every week. Like they have ideas and like all of a sudden next week is like, oh, no, let's do this. And then they forget about all the other ideas they had. And that's what happened to Hurt Business. That's honestly how I feel about LWO. I feel like they fucking forgot that they had LWO.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, they gave a little bit of shine to Zelina for a little bit, like after the fucking Puerto Rico show, the pay-per-view, what, Payback or whatever the fuck it was, or one of them,
Backlash.
Yeah, and that was it. You know, and I'm just like, bro, like, you know, like they don't follow through enough, and that's what fucking sucks. And it's just like you could have given any up and coming star that win over Austin Theory, and that could have fucking skyrocketed them. You could have gave that to fucking LA Knight, like we've been talking about, since he's been so hot. But now you're putting him in a fucking feud with The Miz. Yeah, like I said last week, great, love it. Promo versus promo, amazing TV. They don't really need a title because they're just that captivating. But god damn it, you're missing the fucking mark with LA Knight, and you're waiting too long. And you're gonna wait so long that no one's gonna care. And that's exactly what happened with the Bloodline. Like, I'm at the point where I just don't give a shit anymore.
Right.
It's not captivating for me. I'm not going to watch SmackDown now just because of Bloodline. I have no reason to watch SmackDown. I don't know what else happened on SmackDown. I can't even tell you. I think there was a fucking Charlotte match. You know, a Charlotte and Asuka match, which was You know, Edge came back and challenged Sheamus.
Yeah, that was what?
That was weird.
And like, and LA Knight did show up there at SmackDown. So he's on both brands, you know? So I'm just, it's so confusing. Like they have the people there. LA Knight is right fucking there, and they're not fucking pushing him to the fucking move. Santos Escobar had a huge pop when he won that fucking battle royal, and like just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's just falling flat, man.
This is my biggest issue with the Bloodline storyline. It is sucking up the energy from everything else. Yeah. And it's keeping everything else, especially on SmackDown, kind of frozen in time. Like, because of that, and obviously a lot of this is due to KO's issues, KO's injuries, but tag titles. Even though it's not directly because of the Bloodline now, it's a result of that storyline and where we are now with that. And the fact that everyone else is kind of sucking up as far as time and everything is like nobody's getting time, nobody's getting pushed like that, like they should be. It's LA Knight. That honestly should have been. Look, he's straddling that heel face. Have him injure Escobar, then win the title. I mean, that shouldn't have been. Or whatever, or not even why was Ray there? Like, I still don't understand why they chose Ray just because he's LWO. I was like, dude, that made no sense. Put LA Knight.
They were advertising fucking Santos Escobar for weeks.
Yeah, I know. They could have had LA Knight do it and then started off a feud between LA Knight and Santos.
Boom. Perfect. That would have been great.
It would have been.
And then you could turn LWO heel, right? You could have turned him heel to go against LA Knight because he's a babyface, and then Ray not like it. Like they would start cheating. Ray would get mad. Ray would break away from them and go help LA Knight.
They need to pay us,
bro. Right? And while we're talking about WWE, obviously,
let's make sure we give AEW time because of our time today.
Yeah. No, I know. I just wanted a quick couple comments on Raw. Becky and Trish still fucking ongoing. It's still not over.
That was whack. That was so whack.
Fucking
that did not.
Steel cage down, really? Why?
Made no fucking sense. Okay. Judgment Day shit. JD McDonough's in there. There's more feud and shit. Man, Damian Priest, man, he needs to get better on that mic, man. He is still so robotic.
Yeah.
It is not getting better. And maybe he just likes talking that way, but it comes off like he's afraid to talk in a very, very run-on way. Like he has to stop and pause to think about the next thing. Let me think about my line. So it's just it's very messy.
Right.
And I'm starting to notice it more and more. I'm just like, all right, you're not getting better. Like at least Dom's getting booed to where he has to stop. He's getting booed so loud. But great thing, JD McDonough is coming in, he's protege to Finn. I love that connection there. The feud with Cody is great too, because obviously they've both been in Bullet Club members, which hasn't really been mentioned yet. So that's going to inevitably pop up somewhere. I think Finn did mention that, or Cody did mention that Finn was in Japan with like he was, so they're mentioning other things. So that's pretty cool. But I'm really like the end was great. The pat like fucking Damian Priest passed the suitcase to Finn. Finn missed it. Fucking Cody picked it up while fucking Finn got the pin. And then they beat Cody down. Then fucking Sammy came out. They beat him down. You have this Shinsuke and Seth Rollins thing going on, which it was a little weird and awkward. That they allowed last week for Shinsuke to team up with them when he was kind of already turning heelish. But whatever, fashion versus fashion. It's going to be great. The other couple things I wanted to mention, let's see. We already did the Becky thing. The fucking Alpha Academy has been the saving grace for me on Raw the past couple weeks. Like Chad Gable.
Last week's Raw, though, just felt off. In every way. For me, this week's since post the SmackDown that we had, well, not just Alpha Academy, but the whole everybody just felt off. With their dialogue, their wrestling, this was an off.
Well, I don't, and so I would agree with that outside of this Alpha Academy setup. Like I
like what they're doing with them.
Yes, I liked it. Like the Maxine Dupree and fucking weird one, Ludwig Kaiser. Well, and like that's pretty interesting. Like the flirting, see if Maxine's going to betray Otis.
It went long, and that was weird too. The moment
it seemed like it went on. Well, I mean, they had two matches back to back because it was it was Chad versus Ludwig, and then fucking right after it was Otis versus Gunther. But like I said, like they're over. Like Alpha Academy's so over. Imperium's so fucking hate. They have so much fucking heat. Gunther's continuing. Shush, please. Like I thought that shit was so annoying when I first heard it, and now I'm just like so into it. Shit just like eventually gets to you. But like they're so good in the ring. Chad's been fucking working so long. I'm glad he's got this fucking come up, and I hope they push him. If he gets the win over Gunther and he's the one to beat Gunther.
You know what? I want him to win versus Gunther. I really do.
Like he deserves that push. He's never gotten a push like that before. And I think it's time they pull that fucking trigger and just let him go. And but we'll see where that goes. I mean, Gunther's been going ham for close to 2 years. Like he needs a fucking break.
Yeah, for real.
Like give him a fucking break. Let it happen. And the only other stupid fucking thing on Raw was Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle teaming up.
What was that?
The fucking the Eden Bros. Can
we give it to Matt Riddle, please?
Yes.
Even
the writers, like the Dirt Sheets, came out and said that like the WWE knows they're not going to be ever putting him in a main event thing. Like he's always going to be mid card. Then get rid of him.
Can we let his contract expire like Lacey
Evans? Please, right? Thank God. That's another thing to talk about. But anyway, let's talk about AEW real quick.
One quick.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I forgot about that.
NXT, Mustafa Ali.
Ooh.
They are. He wanted to do his political gimmick like a couple years ago, but the old man shot him down. He's doing it in NXT now on his quest of North American Championship. And I am so excited. I'm so here for it. I am happy to see him be able to do what he always wanted to do. And I want to see if he excels at it. So that's my thing on that. Oh, yeah, that NXT was great.
That Positive Ali shit was wild.
Yeah.
Bro. I didn't watch. I got to catch up on NXT for this week. But I like what, man, last week, they're doing the damn thing, which we already spoke of, before. And Sean, you need to check out what they're doing right now. But yeah,
I do.
NXT is killing it, and I got to catch up for this week. Yeah.
I'm watching. There's just so much.
Yeah, so much.
AEW. I caught up on that.
Which
I'm curious what your thoughts leading up to All In, with some of the latest developments.
All In is going to be great, man. This latest collision, let's go ahead and talk about it because that's what everyone's talking about right now. And fucking what was I going to say? So let's talk about obviously the main event, right? So obviously it's the House of Black versus CMFTR.
Right.
That was a great match.
Yes.
It was such a good fucking match, man. Like if you did not watch it, you have to go back and watch it. There was such good wrestling on this show. It fucking was astonishing. You know what I mean? The only thing I can nitpick at a couple things. In this match, I don't know if you watched it, Pat, but essentially,
I'm caught up.
Samoa Joe came out and attacked CM Punk in the crowd and got him in the cocaine clutch, to where that allowed House of Black to get the win over FTR. One of them, I forgot who it was. I think Brody pinned Dax, but like the camera crew kind of missed the attack. You kind of see like the aftermath of it. So there's still some production things, something behind the scenes that is just not clicking. Like I said, that's a very, very nitpick kind of ordeal, but those things matter. Like a camera should have been on CM Punk exactly when the attack was coming, so you see fucking Joe pop out and grab his ass,
right,
and pick his ass up and fucking, bring him back behind the barricade into the crowd of people. So that was great. Couple of other notable things. Ricky came out, cut a promo, talking shit about fucking old boy, what's his fucking name? The one that refed. I can never remember his fucking name. Ricky Steamboat. There it is.
Yes, Ricky Steamboat.
And he had his belt. Ricky talking shit about Ricky.
Yeah.
Ricky on Ricky crime. I don't understand it. But he came out and man, he fits the heel role so fucking well. He is just such a good heel, like just talking shit to the crowd, talking shit about the city, just going off, hurling insults, just like go nonstop. And I'm just like, bro, like this guy's got it. Of course he's feuding with CM Punk, and then you also got fucking Samoa Joe feuding with CM Punk. So there's a lot of shit riding on CM Punk here. A couple other notables. Pat, I know you're probably excited about this, but that Mercedes Martinez and Diamante match versus fucking Willow and Chris, that was such a good match. And to see the chemistry between Mercedes and Diamante, like they were just on it. Like I think Chris and Willow have a little work to do. Like, I do like their dynamic together. But honestly, like Chris is just, there's still something off about Chris Statlander to me.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm not, I don't know, man. I'm not in it. I'm not invested in it. I miss the original gimmick. I miss the original colors and the original energy. And I don't know what happened to it. She got repackaged, new music, all this shit. And it just, maybe it's going to take some time, but I don't know. Maybe it's taking some time for her to get into it. I don't know. But like I said, fucking love me some Willow. Samoa Joe had a squash match. Luchasaurus went against Brock fucking Anderson because fucking Christian Kate. Huh?
Brock Anderson still there?
Yeah. Yeah, Brock's still here. So he came out with his father, with Arn, when Christian Cage was talking shit about North Carolina, because that's where they were. And of course, Arn, the Anderson boys are from North Carolina. And he came out and was just like, "Oh, you're not going to talk shit about North Carolina. What we do around here parts is we kick your ass." Or whatever, however the fuck Arn Anderson sounds, that old ass voice. But Brock, got his ass kicked by Luchasaurus. And the main thing, though, I wanted to talk about here is all the shit that came afterwards in the dirt sheets. This is what I want to get down to. And I know we only got a little bit of time left, but AEW, I think, in my opinion, has really kind of figured out the formula to bring the dirt sheets into kayfabe. Because with the dirt sheets, the past couple of years, people have been kind of not jaded, but like you kind of get spoiled on certain things because you follow some of the dirt sheets, you know what's going to be happening that week or that show. You get the hearings, you get the rumors, and it kind of spoils it a little bit, to where you don't get to get captivated anymore because you kind of know what's coming. You're still going to be captivated because of the performance, but you're not captivated by the results because you know what's coming. And I think AEW has kind of gotten themselves in this structure of having some of their people who feed stuff to dirt sheets people and all the media different things. Because there were so many different stories about what happened with the CM Punk, promo at off air at the end of Collision. And I was just like, okay, like these guys have their sources from within AEW. So it's either people are that divided and don't really know what's happening and they're just making shit up, or TK and CM Punk are just like going to these people who are the sources and being like, tell them this, tell them that, tell them this. You see what I'm saying?
Also, and then the wrestlers getting sent home, like booked and then sent home as well. It was like,
yeah, and there's different stories about that too, because it's just like they said, like, oh, Adam Page was going to be there, but like we also didn't know he was going to say that shit about Adam Page. Then why'd you send him home?
Right.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that CM Punk was going to say that, so like they're trying to make the heat themselves within the dirt sheets, in my opinion, because they see how much heat CM Punk is getting from the dirt sheets because of his backstage antics, because of his feelings and his words. Same thing with Dolph Ziggler's brother, fucking the Nemeth boy. I forgot. Nemeth. What is it?
Yeah. Ryan Nemeth.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan Nemeth. And like, he called CM Punk soft. And apparently one of the dirt sheets said that CM Punk confronted him the first week. And he backed off. They thought that things were copacetic. And now they're saying that CM Punk doesn't want him on the show because apparently he just tweets and talks shit too much about wrestlers while he's in catering. And I was just like, bro, I mean, he confronted you about it and you ain't do shit to CM Punk. So who's soft?
Yeah.
Like you want to sit there and call people soft. And then when you get confronted, nothing. And like, what, are you hard? Is he soft boiled and you're hard boiled? Then jump. But you didn't. So it's just funny. Like people like to talk shit about CM Punk. I'm like, yeah, he's ornery and he's annoying, but like he speaks his mind and he sticks to it. Yep. And he's no bullshit.
Yep.
And I appreciate that, And honestly, like I don't know what's going on. I hope all this is a giant work. And I hope this just like fuels that fire. And I hope this turns into like a catastrophic fucking heel turn for CM Punk. I hope it does build. I hope they keep bringing out these dirt sheets, and I hope they keep, saying, "Oh, CM Punk said this about Hangman. Oh, CM Punk said this about the Elite. Oh, CM Punk said this about fucking Young Bucks."
Mm-hmm.
And I hope it comes to a head, and I hope it's fucking CM versus the Elite, because guess what? FTR is fighting the Young Bucks at fucking Wembley. And CM Punk's going to be there,
right?
Kenny's going to be there. All of them are going to be there in the same fucking building. And I think at All In, they're going to build to something. And I hope it culminates at All Out or one of the other future ones of CMFTR versus the Elite. And then who knows? Maybe it's fucking CM Punk betraying FTR and doing this big heel turn and doing like a straight edge society because he's straight edge. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm on my toes because I don't know what's going to happen. And that's what I like. I like not knowing. I like speculating. You know what I mean? And I guess in the same way, like, you know, WWE's kind of kept me on my toes because I had no idea fucking Rey Mysterio was going to win the goddamn belt. But that just makes me mad.
That's a complete last minute thing, I think.
Yeah,
they fucked up on.
Yeah.
That was a whole It
caught me off, you know, off guard, but that just made me mad because it could have gone to anyone else. At least with the CM Punk shit,
should have been Santos.
They're using CM Punk to push Ricky. Ricky is up and coming talent. CM Punk has a title or whatever, the real world title, however you want to call it, quote unquote. And Ricky's getting that shot. And he's opening up the show and starting promo. You know what I mean? So, like, he's getting the spotlight in that regard. You know, like, that Rey Mysterio win built up nobody. And I'm sorry. Like, and that's one thing that CM Punk has done. Same with Cody. When Cody was in AEW, they built up talent. You know, and, you know, Chris Jericho did too. He had that loss against Andretti. So
what do we think about the JAS breakup? We didn't talk about that at all. Actually, yeah. Let's talk about that real quick.
Oh, yeah, that's last thing. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm glad it's over.
About Webster Style?
I'm glad it's over because I know I'd said, like, I've been in and out, but even when I saw this, I said, so what's up to the JAS? Like, it just kind of petered out.
Yeah.
And then we brought it back again just to blow it up. I'm like, okay. But it was kind of cool. Everybody quit. I enjoyed that though.
Yeah.
That was
the presentation of that for them just all getting their say good, you know, their fuck yous real quick. That was kind of cool. Now I'm curious how they're all going to individually do their own thing. And if they'll still be around, you know.
I find it funny. I like Daniel Garcia did the dance thing. He like fucking motherfucking step up, like some kind of fucking you got served shit. It was hilarious. I don't, like I said, I'm over it. I'm over the what you call it, the JS. I'm kind of over Chris Jericho. I think he needs to fucking take a long break or be a producer for a while, just sit backstage.
Yes.
You know, like they're doing this Don Callis family thing. I don't know what that culminates to. I don't even know who Don Callis has outside of
becoming an announcer.
Takeshita. Yeah. And he's a good announcer. You know what I mean? Like, just have that be your shtick. No more JR, just Chris Jericho on the fucking mic. And just let it be, man. Like, Sammy's somewhat getting over now, you know, since he was getting booed, but like, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see where everyone goes. I don't care what happens to fucking 2.0, fucking Daddy Magic and fucking Wet Hands or Silver Hands or whatever the fuck his goddamn name is.
Kind of managing Anna Jay is cool, you know, having them still being with her, which they were doing, you know.
They were, and you know, and Anna Jay's up there, you know, like that was definitely a good match. So I'm curious to see what happens with that, but I'm also very curious to see how far they push Hikaru Shida, because that's honestly the only thing I care about at that moment. And honestly, like, I really think Paige wins at All In and has like a really good feud. I hope that Paige has just like an enormous feud with Hikaru Shida, and I want to see some good wrestling. I want to see some premium good wrestling from Paige or Saraya. But yeah, and then we got Dynamite tonight, so I'm getting ready. I'm gonna go downstairs and get ready to watch Dynamite.
Fight for the Fallen, right?
Yeah, it's Fight for the Fallen. So there's a couple of good card matches tonight. You know, obviously we're gonna get an MJF promo. I can't wait for that shit. The MJF Adam Cole shit has also just been fucking gold. I fucking love it, man. So MJF just fucking excels. And I don't know if you saw, but like he fucking made a tweet to fucking Logan Paul about 30 under 30.
I saw that.
Bro, he's so good, man. Anyway, I could go on and on.
All right, Web Style, anything else before we come up out of here? And if anything, tell them what you got going on.
Shoot, this week as of today, well, actually, it's staggered release, but episode 158 of the Satori Geek podcast by Web Style dropped. YouTube, webstyle.com, as well as Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all that good stuff. Revisit my interview with Borgie's Latte of Latte Java Radio, as well as talking about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, and talking about my experience with T-Rex or Tyrannosaurus Rex from Zoology Parfums.
Oh, all right, man. Make sure you follow my man Webster Style, Shaman Gold, Nerdvana.
Hey.
What else you got going on too, man?
Let's see, not a whole lot. You know, it's kind of a lot of personal stuff, going to some weddings.
Take a break, man. You've been running hard, man. Take a break.
Yeah, I got my birthday coming up the first week of September. So
Nice.
but we'll be up in New York for New York Fashion Week around that weekend as well. So, you know, go see our New York peeps and hang out with them for my birthday, hit up some cool spots. But yeah, Nerdvana is September 22nd, 23rd, 24th. The 22nd, we have like a nerdcore concert headlining with Wreck the System. And then we're also going to kind of throw in some like karaoke and some like burlesque performances in there as well. But it's going to be, you know, just like a concert style event. So it's going to be really cool. Our showcase is that Saturday the 23rd, headlined by Lulu the Duchess de Arriere, which is Danhausen's wife. So that is such a cool kind of, you know, comb through and kind of, you know, a small world syndrome there. It's just like, you know, it's a fun connection, especially since Maki's interviewed Danhausen. And then that Sunday, the 24th, we have like a community day swap and shop where, you know, people can bring in like clothing and barter and like other performers. And then we have vendors. So it's kind of like the, you know, last day of a con. You go check out the dealer's room. So we're going to have a bunch of vendors, like 20, 30 vendors around, you know, and do like a brunch style thing as well. So it's going to be a nice weekend of events, and hopefully that helps us push towards our big festival we want to do next year for the actual Nerdlust Festival.
Oh, congrats, man. Make sure you follow my man Sean as well. We'll have all of the links in the description below. For me, man, you know, I'm going hard, man. Check out the channel, man. It's all on the channel. A lot more on the way. I'm tired. But you can follow me at the Legend Kuya P on all the things. Make sure you follow my man Sean. Follow my man Webster Style. Again, everything's in the description below. I'm tapping out as we've been doing. I don't know what's happening, man. Like we're going hard on these matches as of late with KayFabey that I just get tired out, man. So let's count it out. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, y'all. Till next time.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you. Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring. I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before. You can hide behind that commissioner's stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time, if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, that's it, right.
Corey boy, I'm coming hard.